six?
Six blocks.
6 blocks. That was her career high. So she's an enforcer in the paint. And she's the long arm assassin. That's what we're going to call her, a double stack. She did a great job of changing shots and blocking shots. And we needed that on the inside for our defensive presence. If we do have breakdowns and penetrations come, then we could depend on her, Layla Walker, and Simone Cunningham to be able to protect the rim for us.
Coach, your free throw percentages have jumped from last season to this season. Right now, you're shooting about 87% from the line through 6 games. What happened from last season to now to see that increase in production?
Well, I think that the players have taken the time to really work on that aspect of their game. And there's some things that we do in practice to where it may be considered negative reinforcement, but we pressurize the situation by upping the ante on the amount of sprints that one would have to run or the team would have to run if you miss one. And I think that pressure alone has allowed for some of them to kind of understand the anxiety of it all and to just relax and breathe into the situation and knock it down. It doesn't, only thing they're focused on is making the shot rather than everything else going on around them or even the storm that might be brewing on the inside of them.
Coach started off, 11 different players scored. You had 14 players get minutes. How big was that going ahead and going forward in the season?
It's tremendous. It's tremendous for us to have as many people touch the floor as possible, for them to become acclimated or introduce themselves into the 25-26 season. And when you have your freshmen play almost 3 minutes within the game, and then everyone else touch the floor and get shots and make shots and get hit on defense, that really prepares you for what's to come and opens you up to every aspect of what the season can present to you. I love it when we can throw bodies on the floor and there's no stoppage of play or drop of play. We have reinforced our second starters. Whenever they come into the game, they can maintain or elevate whatever the level of play is. And it depressurizes things for India Buford, Simone Cunningham. They don't have to put the team on their back per se as much as they had to last year. We have a true point guard in Nevaeh Scott, now a part of the roster. Now India Buford could go to her prominent position at the 2, the off-guard position, and she can really wreak havoc from that spot. So everyone touching the floor is always a good thing. We can see what different lineups look like, and people could just become more comfortable within their play for themselves or for the entire team.
Talk about the defensive effort tonight. You held them off for 2 for 14 shooting in the first quarter, and then 21% overall in the game.
Yeah, that right there reads well. And it shows me that the defense was doing what the defense was designed to do. We knew that they were a team that was going to attack black. They were going to get to the paint, get to the rim, and they wanted to have the higher percentage shot. So we wanted to make them do something that isn't as comfortable for them, which is be a passing team. So the more they're passing the ball, the less they're penetrating, which means that our walls are intact, and now they're taking the shots that we design or dictate for them to take. And the next best job for us is to box out at that point. Give them one opportunity and they're done, and we can get out and we can run. And I think that's when we're at our best, when our defense is the premises of everything that we're doing offensively to get our flow and our rhythm going.
And then what'd you tell them at halftime? Because they came out and scored eight straight points within less than 2 minutes.
I told them that they did a great job. I didn't have to use colorful words this time, but I told them they did a great job, and it's just about maintaining their discipline. And it's the inversion process where we think in reverse. What is the other team going to be saying? What is the other coach going to be saying in the locker room? What are the things that they're going to do to get themselves back into the game? They're going to bring more pressure. They're going to get in the passing lanes more. They're going to drive even harder. And they're going to crash the glass relentlessly. So if we know these things are true, if we were in their shoes, then let's go out and be disciplined and stop it. Now, there was a lot of fouls being called in the second half, and I know I got a little upset about it because I really wanted the players to determine the game if both teams were going to be physical. But the officials did their job. They did what they were supposed to do. And we have to take a good, hard look at that because we can't foul like that against a Texas Tech or an Oregon or an Ole Miss. whenever we play them. So we have to figure that out ASAP.
Coach, speaking of which, Texas Tech, Oregon coming down the pipeline, what does a win like today and the thoroughness of it help propel you to move forward for those matchups?
Well, you have more players that didn't have to play a lot of minutes because everyone got an opportunity to get on the floor and play. Those that needed to get a rhythm, they got it. Those that wanted to maintain their levels of flow, they achieved that. Now we're able to go into Tuesday with fresher legs and more confidence. So tonight was a confident boosting game that we considered a statement game, and I thought we performed well.
Any comments on Alicia Nunley's pregame?
Oh my gosh, she
Fantastic.
sings like an angel. Alicia Nunley, an amazing woman. And the summertime, on her official visit, she was saying that, if I come, am I going to be able to sing the national anthem? And I was like, well, can you sing? And she was like, yes, ma'am, I can. And she's an individual that's not scared of anything. I don't care how big the moment. I don't care if we're in the Dallas Cowboys arena. She is going to belt. She is going to sing her little heart out, and she really just changed the energy in the entire Chartway arena. And I think it did something to our team, to where sometimes you can come out a little flat, like we've shown. And then we were honoring the great legendary pioneer, Jim Jarrett. So it was a solemn moment. But then to end it with that exclamation point with Alicia singing the anthem and doing it so well, she produced an energy in the building that was palpable.
So we should clear the upcoming performance.
We should. We should. We get that young lady a singing contract.
And Coach, any thoughts about Dr. Jim Jarrett and all the things that are going on right now?
Yeah, I think that not only are we doing a great job of honoring him, but the NCAA should honor him. When you look at the contributions that an AD can make in their tenure and how not only did he change things for the course of athletics here, but for women. He changed how a lot of people viewed women in sports. And for him to be a pioneer, to want to be the first to give scholarships like that, it just speaks volumes to just how visionary he was. And he was cut from a different cloth. He danced to the beat of a different drum. He didn't follow status quo. He was different in the most beautiful ways that a person can be different. I wouldn't be sitting here today as proud as I am to represent a sport that I love through having a scholarship if it wasn't for people like him to just go against the grain and do something different in the state of Virginia that many people weren't thinking about before. So I tip my hat to him. I've had an opportunity to meet him on several occasions. He's a kind soul. His wife, Shuggy, just as kind as he is. To know that they both were very good tennis players. They were athletes themselves, so there's an affinity there attached to how they do their job and how well they performed it under his tenureship here. So I pray that he rests well, and I pray that his family can find peace within all of this. And he lived a great life, and he did great things within it, and I think that's something that we all would hope that we can exemplify in some type of way.
Any more questions for Coach?
No, I'm good, yeah.
Good?
Thank you guys
Thank
very much.
y'all.